Oh, well, hello, all my wonderful, beautiful bros and wonderful, beautiful bros, guys of the Maverick Nation. I'm the Dark Side Maverick, and I have some wonderful news for you guys. The What If series. What if me and my squad were in My Hero Academia? I'm gonna kind of pull like, what if Carnage Izuku, or like, what if Izuku was Legiacris? I'm gonna kind of pull like that, like either that or like a Bakudeku or a Totodeku alongside that. Basically, what I'm saying here is I'm gonna have like a bunch of ships galore, but it's also gonna be ridiculous as hell. Because you guys already know, like, there's not only the original like Carnage Izuku series, but there's the, the epilogue series. And then there's the What If Carnage Izuku was in our Mortal Kombat, which is still going on. And the Legiacris series is still going on. And the amount of crazy, insane shit I put in that, I've put in that already. I mean, you just gotta think here for a second, like, wow, holy shit. And the whole thing about Bakudeku and Totodeku isn't anywhere near as close, like, deep in as Bakudeku is. And neither series are even finished, so just keep that in mind. Bakudeku isn't even finished. So, yeah. Basically, what I'm going to say here is I'm going to make this series, what if basically me and my squad were in MHA. I'm going to make it like those series. Basically, anything and everything goes. I'm going to have fun with this. And I'm also, just like with the Carnage series, going to basically binge freaking record. Like, at the extent that I feel is, like, not necessarily, like, necessary, but I feel like, it will be, like, good. Yeah, basically here, we have part 2 of What If Me and My Squad were in MHA. Basically, at the start of part 2, by the way, still haven't gotten any feedback on how you guys feel about the whole new thumbnail. It's not necessarily a new thumbnail, but just the thumbnail in general. I would think you guys would have a lot of feedback considering it's Guns and Frickin' Roses. Never mind. Anyways, we would start this part off with, well, basically, I saw I was eventually going to make the announcement of the combat thing, but until then, I just decide that I'm going to socialize around with my squad. So, yeah. Basically, me and Tyler are talking, and, well, I realized that several times in the middle of mine and Tyler's conversation, he's looking over at Momo, and Momo is looking over at him. Yeah, for some reason they seem to both be into each other, but not able to really say anything. And they don't really seem to know why or what that exactly means for their relationship. And I'm just like, can you really even call it a relationship if you're not even saying anything to each other? And I think it's just more borderline infatuation, you know? If, like, you guys are just gonna look at each other like ogle or whatever each other, instead of actually saying anything. Like, what are you guys, 12 or something? And then, I would have a little bit of a conversation with my, past girlfriend, Kendall. Now, she says she likes this guy who seems to call himself Red Riot. Though his name is indeed Ijiro Kirishima. She thinks he's cute. And I'm just like, seriously? That guy, the one who calls Bakugo bro? Some things I just don't understand about you, Kendall. And then I would go over to talk with Jacob. And how, so how is it like, being into an invisible girl? And Jacob would be like, really, man? Really? That's some pretty low-hanging fruit if you're looking to insult me. And I would just be like, well, just looking to have fun. That is until Aizawa finally freaking gets to the point of whatever he's talking about. But really, dude, what's it like being into an invisible girl? I mean, how are you even into her if you can't even see the woman? And Jacob is like, I don't know, but I am. And I would just be like, wow, that is sad. That is just sad. Oh my god, that is just, wow, very, very sad. So sad. And then Mike and me would come up to each other, and I'd be like, just in case, before you even say anything, I know about the whole thing with Fuyumi. Don't worry, man, there's just a fish in the sea. And Micah would just be like, what are you talking about? And I'd be like, really? You can't get the hint? Dude, I don't think she's into you. Or was ever into you. And, well, they pretty much noted that I wasn't really getting anywhere. And, well, I just talked to Joshua then, and Joshua, I'd just be like, yeah, Josh, I know about how your ship and how she's from 1B. You know how weird that is that we're kinda, liking people from different classrooms. And Joshua would be like, you only think it's weird because, well, your thing. And I'm like, I feel insulted. So what if one of our people in our friend circle is related to that freaking Ibarra, whatever? and that person is my past girlfriend, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's related to Shiozaki or not. I don't give a shit. In fact, I could care less. Caring less actually helps a lot with the depression. Besides, I nailed Ibarra and your girlfriend, your crush, a long time ago. Both with my quirk. It's been quite some time that they've been under the effect. All the things I can do with that power. And I'm surprised that no one's really called it villainous yet. But if anybody knows Hero Society, they're bound to find someone who thinks my quirk is villainous. That's whenever I would just break the silence of pretty much everything. And he'd just be like, today you're all going to have special combat training. It'll be heroes versus villains, mock battles. Basically, what this would all end up being is, Izuku, instead of having his usual partner, I would be his partner. And Bakugo, instead of having his usual partner, Kendall, my previous girlfriend, will be his partner. Yes, me and Izuku versus Bakugo and Kendall. Bakugo and Kendall being the villain team, and me and Izuku being the hero team. And basically, I've been like, okay, basically, Bakugo and my girlfriend are going in first. They're the villain team. They're going to plant the bomb. Who's the smart one out of the two? Probably not the angry Pomeranian. But whatever. So, what was your name again? Izuku. My name. Yeah, that's right, I never really clearly stated my name. Name's Michael Jiro. Wait, you're one of the Jiros? Like Kyoka? Yeah, technically, if we're going by months, technically, Kyoka's my little sister. If we're going that precisely. Oh, really? Yes, really. Zuku, what reason would I have to lie to you? You say that like you like me or something. It's not exactly like I don't like you. And then, you would just hear All Might's voice like, will the hero team please enter the building? And I would just mutter under my breath, saved by the pro hero. Because that was awkward. That's when I realized I wasn't so much saved as just like delaying the inevitable. Because me and Izuku were on the same team. And so this was just going to be a thing that happened. And basically, Bakugo would basically tell Kendall that she was going to be responsible for, protecting the bomb. Because Bakugo has some unfinished business with Izuku. And I basically just be like, well, whatever keeps her away longer, I'm fine with. And he's like, would be like, but I thought you guys were friends. And I'd just be like, yes, but with recent events, things have been getting weird. Weirder than they already are. I don't know if you can understand, but just never mind. Anyway, I think he's coming down the stairs. Mizuku, you wanna fight him? And he's gonna be like, it's not like exactly like I want to, but I feel like if I'm ever gonna get him to stop calling me Deku, I'm gonna have to prove to him that I'm strong and not worthless. And I'd just be like, sure, whatever floats your boat, buddy. Like, I'm just trying to keep myself calm around Izuku, not explode after what happened before. And, that's whenever it would basically just be like a freaking, manslaughter fight against the two of them. And then I would just be like, oh god. At this point, no one's ever gonna get to the bomb. Izuku didn't say anything about possible, coordination. And I'm not necessarily good with giving commands except for the basics. And trying to go up against my own girlfriend, oh my god. Even with the quirk I have, I'm not exactly up for that. So I guess just wait it out then. And that's whenever things would get crazy, as Izuku would basically throw out, go at 10% of one for all, for a Detroit smash. And Bakugo would be like, he'd send up an explosion, and it would just like, kaboosh! And those two things would collide. And what I would see after the smoke cleared is Izuku on the floor and Bakugo on the floor. And I'd just be like, holy shit, why do they look even more unconscious? What do I have to think about that during a time like this? And I would kind of, put my foot on the top of Bakugo's foot in order to kind of tilt him upwards from his position. So basically force him to stand up. Bakugo realizing that if I'm able to do that easily, because I just walk off right after I end up doing that. And Bakugo's just like, if he's able to do that easily, and not only is he probably really freaking sexy to get Izuku like that, but he normally stays away from girls, but if Izuku was willing to stay around, then he must be pretty sexy, and plus he must be pretty damn strong if he's able to do that with his foot alone, just one of them. And Bakugo's realizing strong and attractive. I'll have you yet, Michael Achiro. And then, things Well, basically, what would happen after that is basically, well, I'd basically be like, this is taking forever. And then, I would just fireman's carry Bakugo over my shoulders and slam him onto the ground. Bakugo would be too entranced to actually realize what I was doing. Like, one second he'd be up in the air, and the next second he'd be on the ground, gasping for freaking air. Basically, I just go up the stairs, and I'd see Kendall, and her blade vines would come towards me, and I'd be like, hold it. And I just hold my hand up, and be like, just a small little wave, and like, it would look like she was hitting me, at least for her it would. And then I would just walk up there, dodging all the vines, just like moving slowly to the side, and just touch the bomb and be like, the heroes have won! And I'd be like, score. Whoever knew it was that easy. And also that boring. And Kendall would be like, hey, you cheated! And I'd be like, no, I used my quirk. There's nothing in the thing that's against, like, using quirks. So I used my quirk. Is that really hard for you to wrap your head around? I mean, you were just using your quirk a second ago. Try to slice me to bits. I thought we were supposed to be friends or something. Oh well. I guess we'll just go back to Monsieur Greenet. I mean, it would only be nice for me to help pick up my teammate. And well, I wouldn't even go over to Izuku, and Bakugo would be like, he would slowly be getting up, and then he would realize that with one of my arms, I would have grabbed Izuku's arm, and thinking that Izuku's other arm was somewhere else, I would have grabbed on, but what I would have grabbed onto would not have been his arm. And Bakugo would be like, Izuku, you win again. And as soon as I hear that, I just look down and I'm like, oh. So I guess this time it's not you feeling it down, is it? And Izuku, one of the only things he'd actually be able to say right now is, yours is like a faucet. Mine's like a wet noodle. And I would just be like, faucet? Think mine's a faucet? And I'd be like, you think yours is a wet noodle? I can assure you, sir, while it may not be a faucet, it is definitely not a wet noodle. Yours is like the size of one of those things that they stick into people's noses to get the boogers out. So the size of that. And Izuku would be like, and I'd just be like, oh, it seems to have doubled and possibly even tripled in size after I said that. And I'd just be like, looks like somebody is happy to see me. And Izuku would just be like, what are you doing? And I'd just be like, seeing if changing territory, it seems that basically, whenever I did what I did, the shock from Bakugo's body colliding with the ground seems to have messed with the camera feed. In other words, I purposely did that, not just to knock Bakugo down to the ground, but to make sure nobody saw or heard this. I didn't need to. Anyone who I can, I will threaten in order to keep this a secret between you and moi. And he goes like, what a secret. And I'd just be like, acting like you're innocent, Izuku. You know just as much as I do, you like this just as much as I do. And so, if we move a little bit to the right, we cover around. What could indeed be called a what do they call them? Derrieres, the cheeks. And Izuku would just begin to turn red. Slowly yet surely turn red. Like, beyond red. Red. And, like, Bakugo would see this and he'd be like, damn it, now went all the way even to the... What the hell are they doing now? Wait. That other arm that he used to pick Izuku up with. He has it around his body. Are you guys gonna make out or something? And I'd just be like, well, would you indeed be very polite and not interrupt? And Izuku would be like, what do you mean? And I'd be like, what do you think I mean? I've got you right where I want you. Now, I think we both know that we're both getting a little bit of the hungry side. And it's time to feast. Don't worry, Bakugo, you'll get your turn too. I need to, breakfast before I get lunch or dinner. It's only the right thing to do. And Bakugo's thinking that this might be a little bit of a, insinuation that this is just, Izuku may be getting it first, but, he'll get his soon enough. He'll get his turn soon enough. And Bakugo's like, well, he's not the biggest fan of being second fiddle to Izuku in the terms of who got what first. At least he does know he's going to get it soon. And in terms of what exactly is happening in terms of Izuku getting it, you best know that because of Izuku's whole feelings towards, like even women in general, he's probably going to be bottom material. Plus, I think those things are called nose suckers. The things that get the boogers. And I think a nose sucker is smaller than a faucet. So yeah, you best be assured that he's gonna be bottom material whenever compared to me. I mean, I'm just saying, last time I checked, most faucets are bigger than the nose sucker things. And we just compared. So, yeah. Izuku's gonna be feeling all sorts of feelings right now. And then, right as Izuku is about to get into the whole moans and groans of the situation, I just be like, not yet. I'm gonna make you beg. I'm gonna make you not only want it, but beg for it before I'm gonna give you any. You got lucky last time. You got a little taste. But before you get anything more than that, I'm gonna make you beg. Izuku Midoriya. You understand that? Not only am I top material, but no short way of showing my dominance. I'm gonna make you beg. Just like how I'm gonna make Katsuki beg, and whoever else wants a piece of this pie, I'm gonna make them beg too. No pity trips. No, just little second-hand gifts. If anything, you want more, you're gonna end up freaking begging for more. And so, put your little nose sucker back in its place before we have to get things involved. Because I'm probably being able to tell that the camera feed will be able to turn back on soon. And so will any sort of speakers. And he's like, oh, yeah, that. And, about, anything else? You really gonna do that? And I'd be like, the better question is, Izuku, you really think I wouldn't? Come on, Izuku. You know me by now, at least I think you would. If I say I'm gonna make you beg, I'm gonna make you beg. Even if I have to use my quirk on you to make it happen. And yes, I'm still top material. Last time I checked, faucet's bigger than a nose sucker. So, Izuku, did you have your fun at least? And Izuku would have been like, well, I guess it was nice. And Bakugo will just be off in the back and be like, that's your fault. And he just got outdone by Izuku like twice. Like, first he gets to like feel onto the Twinkie. Now he actually gets some in-depth experience. To the point where it actually got around to his backside. And even a little bit of ruffling of the hair. Maybe a little neck nibble. But no, I'm gonna make him beg for that. I am going to be that way. I guess you could call it playing hard to get. But not in the bitchy kind of way. Just playing hard to get in like the, like, fun type of way. well, not exactly fun for anyone else involved, but definitely indeed fun for me. I guess the only really time to be fun for anyone else involved is those people whenever they finally do get the chance. And, I let them. Whenever I finally show mercy. And decide to not be so hard to get. But, ladies and gents, that is few and far between. And with the whole, stuff involving the mock battles, done and over with, now Bakugo and Todoroki have to worry about, their chances. Because, Bakugo being a loudmouth, like Shoto would have been able to hear about how Izuku got another shot at me. Or more or less, we got a shot at each other. Like, first it was Izuku feeling me, and then it was me feeling Izuku. And it went all the way into us feeling each other both. But not yet. Not quite yet. Just like the basics. The bare minimal basics. You gotta reel them in before you can really start the rodeo. You gotta herd them in. You gotta herd them in like cows. You gotta herd them in like cattle. Like a cattle prod. You gotta herd the cattle before, the cattle can be prepared for what is to happen in the future. In the case of my cattle, the only herding in I'm doing is, I think you guys know. Basically, it's only because of the fact that Bakugo was so damn loud that, well, basically Shoto was able to even know about any of this. And basically, Shoto starts wondering, hey, why did that guy stop? Basically, the only reason why Bakugo stopped is because, basically, he heard a knock on the door. And you guys might be wondering, where are Mitsuki and Masaru? Well, for one, Inko and Mitsuki do a lot of girls' night outing, and so that's why Bakugo's been able to get away with yelling like everything to the freaking high heavens. And Masaru, well, Masaru's his own self, even if he did figure out, he probably wouldn't tell Mitsuki from fear of what she would do. So yeah, Bakugo's dad is basically not saying anything, probably out of fear if he even did know. So you can thank frequent, girls' night outing, with, Inko and, Mitsuki for that. And, well, so Shoto is basically able to figure everything out about that. And if anything Kendall would be worrying about, it'd be if I'm really only doing this to spite her, because of the fact that we're no longer boyfriend-girlfriend. If I'm only really doing this to spite her, which I'm not, I'm just living my life the way I want to live it. And if it involves, relationships, then it will involve relationships. It's my life, and I'll live it the way I want to live it. So, yeah, basically, the only reason Bakugo would have stopped ranting and raving is because he would have heard, basically, a knock, and a ring-a-ding-ding at the door. Basically, he'd be like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Damn it. What the hell is that? What? And I'd just be like, if you're gonna ask, before you ask, basically. My parents run a freaking music store, so they're damn near exhausted whenever they get home, so they barely ever pay attention. And, well, my sister, it almost seems like she doesn't even want to be my freaking sister. So, yeah, I get away with a lot. And quite easily as well. Yeah, so, pretty much, unless I want them to know, they're not gonna know. My parents and my sister, that is. About anything I do involving my oh-so-lovable crushes. And I seem to have noticed that you getting a little pouty about being left out. And I said you would get your turn. So, with all indeed, due respect, come on. I would just grab Bakugo's arm and, swing him all the way in, into the house, and just drag him by his feet, and, flip him around that way, drag him by his feet, all the way into, which I believe to be his room. And it turns out I'm pretty good at observation, because it is his room. And Bakugo's just like, okay, what the hell? Well, first of all, Bakugo, I would just close the door behind us and be like, I had Izuku know I'm not the bottom type, so I'm gonna let you know. Anyone else who wants a piece of me, no, I'm not the bottom type. So, then I would just grab Bakugo's arms and slam him onto his own bed. I just lean into his ear and be like, why don't we begin? I sense you're more of the aggressive type. So regardless if you're on bottom or top, it won't matter. All I gotta do is make this nice and quick. Don't want my family thinking anything. Like they use their brains anyways. If they did, they would probably be able to tell how much I'm usually out or what I'm usually doing. But nope. Completely ignorant to all of that. But then again, let's not be so focused on my family. Let's focus on the here and now. Which is me and you. Well, I hope you don't mind sharing. Because regardless of what happens now, both you and Izuku are mine. And Bakugo would just see the look in my eyes and be like, okay, this guy is not taking no for an answer. He'd just be like, this guy's not taking no for an answer. And so just be like, oh, Bakugo, is this your chest? You seem so sweaty. We don't want any incidents to happen. So why don't we just let you remove a little weight? I mean, I'm sure you were planning on removing that stupid uniform sooner or later, as soon as you got home. There we go. Bakugo would really be like, I was not expecting this. I mean, just wow. I would just be like, oh, just run my finger down. You're so cute whenever you're flustered, Bakugo. Now, feel your cheek. Oh, aren't you somewhat of a soul? That's great under your chin. Nice scratches under there. And Bakugo will be like, stop, that tickles. And I'd be like, oh, it does now. And Bakugo will be like, oh god, no. And I'd be like, oh god, yes. And Bakugo will be like, stop it. And I'd just be like, why? Give me one good reason why. Bakugo would just be like, because. Oh, Bakugo, you're so funny when you're flustered. You too. Oh, my hands around you, your hands around me. I can sense you're pretty brazen. Trying to touch where I touched. You know, there's a difference in between me and Izuku. First of all, I'm not Izuku. So, my own cheeks off limits. Baku, bro. Kirishima's such a plebe. Doesn't he get it? And what is there much to get? He's a plebe, man and simple. Plain and simple plebe. Now, Bakugo, like I said, I'm not Izuku. And, well, that means the cheeks are off limits. No matter how good it feels to know them, to get to know the down low of your partner. Poor Bakugo. You're so desperate to get farther in than Izuku already. Even Izuku can tell by now the boundaries of how far he's going to be able to get before. Oh, I believe you now. Bakugo's like, yeah, I know. Sorry about... I'm like, shh. No saying sorry. Because, as far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong. Simple misunderstanding. I think we all know now. Cheeks are off limits. And, no roughing up my due. No matter how much of a love-struck puppy you are. You poor soul. Just like Izuku, I'm gonna make the both of you beg. No matter what sort of superiority you think you have over others, Bakugo, I will make you beg. I will make Izuku beg before you guys get the full story and the full amount of me. Now, I think I may have other matters to attend to. Goodbye, Bakugo. Bakugo would just be like, yeah, bye. My turn. And I'd be like, it's my con to you too. Chan is reserved for girls, remember? Just because I'm your partner doesn't mean I'm a girl. So it's my kun to you. Now, to resolve things at the Todoroki residence. I can just tell from all the nonsensical blabbering that I heard coming from there that a certain someone seems to be paying a little bit too much attention to your angered ramblings on Bakukun. Now, sayonara for now, Bakukun. And then it would just be a few minutes later at the Todoroki residence. There'd just be a knock on the door heard. And then a few seconds later, there'd be a knock on the door heard of Shoto's room. And Shoto would be like, yeah? What? Natsuo, Fuyumi, what are you doing? And they'd just be like, you got company. And Shoto would be like, wait, does he know? And then I would just pop up and I'm like, does who know? The fact that you know a little bit more than you should? Unless that's what someone would say if they had bad intentions. Now, Natsuo, Fuyumi, I believed we have all served our purpose well, at least until now. You may go back to doing whatever the hell you were doing before. I really don't care. But, on the other hand, Shoto, you and me have some private things to be getting adjusted to. And Shoto would be like, and he would just lead me into his room, and he would close the door behind him, and he'd be like, and what would those private things be? And I would just basically plop him up against a wall, and I'd be like, private things like, what am I supposed to do with spice-covered ice cream? Like yourself. Oh. Well, will hit you in with a word of warning. You are now a part of this, which means you are mine. Mine. And if you won't accept that, I'll make you accept it. In other words, basically, I'm going to make you mine. Just like how I'm going to make Izuku-kun and Bakugo-kun mine as well. And maybe even that glasses kid and the grape-haired one, too. It would seem like a fun challenge. Not all that difficult, but a fun challenge nonetheless. And Shoto would be like, well then, what exactly? Is there anything else you wanted to say? And then I'd just be like, maybe not necessarily say, but... well, you seem to be awfully mouth agape after hearing what I've had to say before. You know, it's very dangerous to be mouth agape with someone like me. It's very interested in tasting what it's like to be in the midst of a spicy curry parfait such as yourself. And Shoto would be like, spicy curry parfait. And all of a sudden, you'd just be like, wishes and kisses. Wishes for fishes. That's all I've ever known. Ever since so long before. Now, I think you like this, don't you? Thumb of the tongue. Moving across the top. The roof of your mouth. You like this feeling? I can basically move back and forth across the roof, maybe even tap upon your own tongue, like petting a dog. You won't be my dog, right, Shoto? And Shoto would just be like, uh, uh, uh. And I'd just be like, oh, again. I'd just pull away and be like, that's all you're getting. And Shoto would be like, what? And I'd be like, well, I was the same way with Izuku and Bakugo. Why do you think you're going to be any different? And it's going to be the same with Ida and Mineta. I gotta make you guys beg. If I want complete and total supreme dominance, I have to be the alpha male in this group. Seeing as all of you are indeed males, somebody has to be the alpha male out of all of you little cubs in training. And I've just decided that the deciding factor in this will be I'm going to be the alpha male. And all of you, little cubs, are going to beg. That's how I'm going to show my dominance. You're going to show you want this. How much you want it. Before I'm willing to go any further. How about that? And Chocho would basically just kind of be gasping for air. Because he would just be feeling feelings he's never felt before in a long time. And, it would actually kind of make him feel a little woozy. This unfamiliarity just striking him down. And now just being basically told that he's going to be made beg in order to get any more of that. And there's even more targets that this person is after. They're going to be the alpha male, the alpha dog dominant out of all of these, all this pack. Like a pack of wolves, there's always got to be the alpha male. The alpha. Basically, I'd be like, if you're lucky, I might give you the position of beta. And if you're not so lucky, I'd probably give you the position of omega. But hey, it's better than being a basic bitch. Like, omega's like one step above basic bitch. So at least you wouldn't be. That is, if I felt like it. Or I could give you a position as my pup. Yes, there's the alpha male's pup, the beta, and the omega. And there's, well, the basic bitch or basic bitches of the pack. Now, we'll just have to see who's who. I know who I am. How about you? What do you think your chances are? And where you'll be placed amongst the pack? My dearest Shoto. Goodbye. And I would just open the window, jump out the window, and as I was going down, I would just close it from the outside. Just like a freaking boss. Like a boss. And Johto would just kind of fall to his knees, gasping for air. It would be like somebody released some freaking killing intent Reiatsu on this man. He would not know what had just happened. And it's almost like he would hear it from inside his head. Like the words, and if you're smart, you won't tell anyone about this. That isn't already a part of the pack. You know, the only ones that need to know about this is actually the members of the pack that I'm making. You know, myself, my alpha, my omega, my own pup, and, you know, the basic bitches. But hey, at least, even if you're a basic bitch, you're still a member of the pack. Anyone who isn't a member of the pack has it even less good than the basic bitches, because they're not with me. You know, me knowing just how powerful my quirk is, how powerful I am physically. Basically, my quirk allowing me to basically able to, like, mess with people's heads. Basically pull a complete Sosuke Aizen on people. Basically, I'm basically like Aizening it, like if Aizen wanted to do like a wolf pack type of thing. That's basically what I'm doing, like Aizen if he was the leader of a wolf pack, like if he was the alpha. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna part 2. and then in succession, go off with more parts, see how the story pans out from there. So you guys know, it's only gonna get crazier from here on out. Shit's only going to get crazier. We've already established how I'm setting things up. Freaking Eisen Wolfpack. Yeah. And I'm saying it's only gonna get crazier, so now you know you guys got a reason to freak out. Game on! Get your game on!